What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. In this video, guys, I'm going to be going over some red flags that you need to watch out for when you begin dating a woman. And you should be able to see these red flags within the first few dates. Okay, and if you see these red flags, if you're a smart, intelligent man, you will just stop talking to them, move on, okay? And why? Why do I say this? So most of us, including myself, a lot of times, we're living in the flesh. Right? What does that mean? If you're living in the flesh, you're acting on your animal instincts, and you haven't rose to a higher level of consciousness yet, in which you can work on becoming the man you were meant to become. So when you're living in your flesh, one of the primary ways that men live in their flesh is they constantly think about sex, or they watch porn, because we're biologically designed to want to reproduce and mate with as many women as possible. But if you act on that instinct and that desire, it's going to put you very far behind in life. So a lot of us ignore the red flags that we see in women because we're just thinking about, being intimate with them. And so you need to be able to get over your desires for lust and your urges to mate and reproduce with women that are showing these red flags. And what's unfortunate is that a lot of times you'll be really physically attracted to a woman with a bunch of red flags. And what happens is you guys start hanging out a lot, you guys start being intimate with each other a lot, you guys start experiencing things with each other, and you guys build this chemical bond together, also known as a soul tie, some people call it. And then it's very hard to get out of. And the longer you go on with this, the harder it is to get out of this relationship that is never going to go anywhere. And it's going to drastically slow you down in life. And this has happened to me, guys. I've dated an amazing woman for several years, and the whole time I knew that we were not right for each other. And when you date somebody for 7 years, they become your best friend. You have a very strong bond. And when you finally break that bond, because it has to happen eventually, it is so painful, guys. The pain can last for months, years even. Okay, for me, it lasted for years till I could finally break away from that soul tie and finally start working on myself again. So it's a very, very real thing, guys, that can really destroy you if you ignore red flags and act on your desires for lust. Okay, so these are some red flags that I have personally encountered myself, and we might all have different red flags. We're all different. We're all looking for different things in a partner, but these are some red flags that I have personally encountered and ignored because I was living in my flesh. So let's go over some of them. So if their family is super, super, super religious, and they go to church multiple times a week, and they take God and Jesus very seriously, and you don't, okay, you're going to have to get out of that relationship sooner than later, because it likely will not work out. Because what happens is you never feel good enough for her, you never feel adequate enough, you never feel accepted by her family, and it just holds the relationship back and it never goes anywhere. So that's a red flag. All right? She wants a big family and you don't. Okay? She wants to live the American dream. She wants to, buy a small, cute house and just have a big family. And maybe you don't. Maybe you want to focus more on your career and maybe have 1 or 2 kids. It's not going to work out. You guys are going to start resenting each other. There's going to be a lot of tension in the relationship in the future, and likely it will not end well. All right, another red flag is if she prioritizes work over everything else. That is a huge red flag, okay? And why is this a red flag? And this is unfortunate because women have been essentially shaped this way in today's modern society. Women are prioritizing their work and their careers over everything else. And why is this bad? It's because when women prioritize work over everything else, they're living in their masculine energy. Okay, and if you're a masculine man, this is going to cause a lot of conflict and tension in the relationship. It's going to seem more like a competition than a partnership. All right. And another red flag is if she openly admits that she's a feminist. This has happened to me before. And guess what? I ignored it because she was attractive. I ignored it, and trust me, guys, it set me back. It set me back a long, long time, okay? Okay, so she says she's a feminist. Huge red flag, obviously. You guys are probably thinking I'm an idiot right now. Okay, so she says she's a feminist. All right, and this is one I've actually encountered very recently. If she says that she like gave up on men and she planned on actually having a baby on her own, like through another woman, right? Going to a sperm bank, impregnating another woman with, you know, her egg and that sperm and having another woman have her kid. This has happened to me, guys. Huge mistake, but she was beautiful. I fell for it. And I put way too much time and energy into something that I knew wasn't gonna work out. That was a huge red flag. Okay, that's just not normal. She gives up on men and she wants to have her own kid because she's giving up on men. That's just telling you that there's some issues going on, okay? All right, she has fake eyelashes, okay? If you guys have ever dated a woman with fake eyelashes, a lot of times she's insecure. She's seeking validation from other men. And a lot of times these women are promiscuous and you can't really trust them. They're not very loyal and you have to keep your eye on them and it's just not worth it. It's gonna be stressful. All right, and there's a lot of things that fall under this category. She has a lot of tattoos. Okay, if she's all tatted up, you know, that means that she's most likely living in her masculine and there's gonna be a lot of tension and competition between you guys. I mean, if she has like a couple cute tattoos, you know, she's still feminine, right? I mean, in the past, tattoos were more of a manly thing to do, right? Men would get tattoos because it's painful and sort of like a test for us. So be careful of that. Another one that falls in that category, she dyes her hair, right? Any women who do artificial things to themselves are typically insecure and they're seeking validation from other people and other men. And again, this is unfortunate because women, you know, I feel for them because they've been so brainwashed by society and social media and they're falling into this propaganda that's working beautifully. And women are never happy with themselves anymore. They always feel inadequate. They never feel beautiful enough. And this is unfortunate. You gotta watch out for very insecure women like that. All right. Another one that falls in that category is she pays to look good instead of doing it in natural ways. So if she doesn't work out, she doesn't eat healthy, but she's like paying for Botox, paying for lip fillers, maybe breast implants, maybe a BBL, nose job, and she's not working on her health in natural ways like working out and eating healthy. Huge red flag, guys. Huge red flag. All right, another one is she talks about getting married, buying a house, and having kids way too soon. I'm talking like within the first month or two, she's already talking about marriage, kids, buying a house, okay? This isn't good. This is a red flag because you could possibly be being used by her to fulfill her wants and desires and needs. And you are just being used as a vessel to help her fulfill that. And again, guys, this is from societal pressures. Women are always pressured by their family, by society to get married, buy a home, have kids as soon as possible. And they're just gonna be a pain in your butt, trust me. And they're always gonna be hinting at it in, you know, nonchalant ways. And it's gonna stress you out because, you know, you just want it to happen naturally. You don't want it to be forced. And it ends up actually pushing you away from the relationship because you feel pressured, you feel stressed. And it's just overwhelming you and you don't want anything to do with that, okay? It will come naturally if they just like, you know, let it be and let it go. All right, so another one is, do they have an autoimmune disease? And this one's funny because, and why do I say this? So I've met multiple women with autoimmune diseases before, and these are typically women that put work before everything else. And what typically causes autoimmune diseases? Okay, typically it's stress. Okay, it's stress. They're always stressed out. And if a woman is always stressed out and she's prioritizing work over everything else, she's gonna be sort of neurotic and she's gonna be a pain. Okay, she's gonna cause a lot of stress in your life. She's never gonna be satisfied and she's gonna put work before everything else. Her values are just misaligned with what she truly wants. And again, guys, this is this is unfortunate. This is just the way society is today. And after reading off this list of red flags, it just tells me like everything. It tells me what a man is actually looking for, what a masculine man is actually looking for. We just want a natural woman that isn't insecure, right? She has her natural hair color. She doesn't wear that much makeup. She's healthy. She does go to the gym. Maybe she doesn't overdo the gym, but she's just healthy, right? We're not looking for jacked women. We're not looking for super fit women. We're just looking for a feminine, innocent, kind, loving, caring, giving woman that's going to be there for us and, make us feel calm when we're stressed out, right? Because we need that feminine energy, guys. And that's all we're looking for in a partner. We don't care how much makeup she wears. We don't care if she's getting lip fillers, fake boobs, BBLs, nose jobs, Botox. We don't care about any of that stuff. If they're just healthy and feminine, that's exactly what we're looking for. But unfortunately, it's so hard to find these days just because of all this propaganda, all this marketing, the media, social media. It is just destroying women and men, right? We never feel good enough. We never feel adequate enough. We never feel like we have enough. And it's really unfortunate, guys. So those are all the red flags that I've witnessed. And there's many more red flags, obviously, as well. But my wisdom and knowledge to share with you is once you start experiencing these red flags, just do yourself a favor, do her a favor. Don't waste any time. Don't develop that soul tie that's going to be very hard to break in the future. And just call it quits with that relationship. Focus on yourself and move on. And eventually you will find the right woman that will actually add to your life instead of being a nuisance and causing stress in your life and actually slowing you down from accomplishing your goals. So that's all I have for this video, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. I will see you in the next one. Peace.